Field Agent is the best gig app that I made the most money. And in this video, I want to show you guys some other apps so you could do those along with Field Agent so you can make even more money and make a full-time income. So the first app that I want to talk about is the second app that I made the most money on, and that is Gigwalk. Now, Gigwalk is a great app. It is very similar to Field Agent in you look at the map, you find which gigs that you want to do. In my area, I found that there are a lot more apps on Field Agent, but in different areas, you might get more. You might have more gigs. This was, I think, the first one that I downloaded and did my first $5 gig at a Target, and I was hooked. And that was like 7 or 8 years ago, and I've been doing these gigs ever since, and I will continue to be doing these apps because they're awesome. Now, the difference between this app and Field Agent is you actually have to apply for the gig. So when you find the gig, you have to apply for it, and then you get an email and they let you know if you get approved. You almost always get approved, so I don't know why they do that, but that's how it is. And it's the same thing. You go there, you take pictures. It's going to tell you what to do. You follow the directions. It gets rated by real human eyes, so make sure that you pay attention and take your pictures good. But if you're doing Field Agent, you should 100% download Gigwalk because it's a great app to have alongside Field Agent. And the next one is Mobee. Now, Mobee is just like Field Agent, just like Gigwalk. The only difference is it doesn't pay actual cash, but you can redeem the points that you make for Visa gift cards or other types of gift cards. So it's pretty much like cash. And this one has a lot of gigs. I found that some of the instructions and some of the gigs were really hard to do. Like, I think I'm probably the most qualified person to do these type of gigs. And some of them, like, I got too confused and couldn't even finish them. So keep that in mind. It's not as clear cut as Field Agent or Gigwalk, but there are a lot of gigs. Just pay attention to the instructions. And it also tells you when gigs that are coming up in the future. So it'll be in gray, and then those ones you could plan on doing them when they're available. They'll tell you the date when it's available. This is a great app. There are a lot of gigs, and definitely add this to your list of apps that you do to make money, because diversity is how you're going to make a lot of money with this. Because one app might not be worth it, but if you're doing 3 or 4 or 5 apps in one day, then it adds up and compounds. And now the next one, this one is a pretty new one, and it has a funny name. It's called Pickle. I've done about 5 or 6 of these. I did not see that many in my area. Again, with these gigs, depending on where you are, check your area. But these ones are really easy. Same thing as Field Agent. Go there, take pictures, and then they pay $5, $10. I had no problems with this, and all of the gigs went well. I just wish there was a little bit more gigs, and it does pay you an actual cash, and there is no minimum. So if you do a $5 gig, they'll send you your $5. This app I did not make that much money with, but I always check it, and hopefully as we go on, they will add more. Now, next one I put last because although it is like Field Agent, it's a little bit different, and I'll explain why. And the difference is why I actually don't do these. And that is because some of them require you to check in on the vendor log, check in with the manager, and actually work with the staff. You have to wear appropriate attire, which I don't really like doing. And then you actually have to give them a letter of authorization, and it's kind of like doing a real job. And it is kind of weird. I don't really like talking to managers, but there are also gigs that you could do. They don't pay as much on this app, but you could do them, and you don't have to interact with the store. So they will, before you reserve the gig, it'll let you know. And some of them will say no interaction with employees required, and then some of them will say appropriate attire, and you have to interact with the employees. This app, it does pay cash. You could make a lot of money. If you are willing to do the interactions with the staff, then you could make even more. Like if you're trying to do this as an actual part-time job or something, then add this to your list. But definitely download it and keep it in your toolbox of gig apps, because when the ones that you don't have to talk to the employees come up, you can do them. They're easy to do, and you do get paid cash. And another app, I didn't want to put it on the list because it is Not exactly like Field Agent, but you should definitely do it in combination with Field Agent, and that one is called Shop Kicks. So check out this video over here to find out about Shop Kicks.